Never started a video with a content warning before, but this one, oh boy, this one is even spicier than a Frank Cho Spider-Woman smothered in hot sauce in the bath at Warren Ellis's house. I'm gonna say some things about this story that nobody else has the balls to say. Point is, if you're easily offended by people expressing different opinions and values from your own, if you think the words are violence while simultaneously silence is also violence, then do yourself a favor, leave a dislike, unsubscribe, and fuck off. Or, you could just skip this video. Roll the credits. Oh no, Ed Piskor died. Too soon. Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. It's... Oh no, Ed Piskor died too soon. Comic book artist and YouTuber Ed Piskor committed suicide after multiple women came forward with allegations of inappropriate behavior against a 41-year-old. When asked for a comment, Piskor replied, "I have information that will lead to the arrest of Hillary Clinton." Ed Piskor is best known as a comic book artist and creator of Hip Hop Family Tree and the Eisner Award-winning X-Men Grand Designs, hosted by Wolverine on Channel 4. Every week, Xavier asks the same question, like, "Logan, does this building have wheelchair access?" Allegations emerged on Instagram that Ed Piskor had sent inappropriate private messages grooming an underage teen girl by the name of Molly D. Molly leaked the messages from Piskor, calling her a naughty girl and asking her, "You're not a snitch, are you?" And if we've learned one thing, it's that yes, she is a snitch and a naughty girl. A second allegation tipped the story into multiple women territory when a second Molly, Molly W, claimed that Piskor offered to set her up with his bigwig buddies in the comic industrial complex in exchange for a blowjob. I didn't even know that she had a dick. First Molly D and now Molly W, one thing's for sure, Ed Piskor has some kind of Molly abuse problem. Just say no, kids. It might seem like fun and games, but it is dangerous. You want to be careful playing with Molly, you might get addicted, or worse, die. He later denied those claims in his suicide novel. Have you read it? Fuck me, it's long and depressing, but still a better read than Ice on One though, so not all bad. These leaked messages saw Piskor lose a $75,000 webcomic deal, while his upcoming art exhibition at Pittsburgh Cultural Trust was indefinitely postponed. I haven't seen a reaction to a leak that bad since that tsunami crashed into the Fukushima nuclear plant. Shortly after that, longtime YouTube co-host Jim Rugg declared they would no longer be working with Piskor on their popular hit show Cartoonist Kayfabe. The Cartoonist part of the name comes from the fact that they're cartoonists. And the Kayfabe part is when everyone else pretends that the show's actually good. Local lamestream media TV News sent Marcy Cipriani to investigate the rumors around Piskor doorstepping his elderly parents and broadcasting their address to the world. Naturally, people online were not happy with the TV news channel for doxing Ed Piskor's parents. "Only we're allowed to do that," said Kiwi Farms. "It's too much," Ed explained in his note. "Putting our address on TV and the internet. How could I ever go back to my small town where everybody knows me?" Ed Piskor is, of course, from the Pittsburgh area, an old coal and steel city, so I'm sure he would have a lot of trouble returning, on account of all the miners. Piskor reserved special scorn for fellow comic industry professionals Daryl Ayo and Alex DeCampi and Roman Villalobos, who he felt had led the pylon. Imagine being on the bottom of a pylon, including Roman Villalobos. It's enough to crush any man. Literally. Most mainstream media outlets covering the story neglected to include the names of the internet bullies that Piskor blamed for his death. Online commentators, though, wasted no time on calling out those in the Whisper network that were named by Piskor. And you can understand that. Dunking on the Whisper network will never get old. Kinda like Ed Piskor. No public statements would do. Nobody against me would be convinced. Maybe this dramatic move will convince a few, Ed said. Many commentators argued that the allegations against Piskor were weak and that the cartoonist hadn't actually done anything illegal, and that with the passage of time and with some hard work he could have still had a career in indie comics. And what? He fucking vetoed Jizz wildly? I don't think so, I'd rather die. Most of Ed Piskor's suicide note is focused on the redistribution of his material possessions and intellectual properties, which for me was deeply saddening. But even at his lowest, in his deepest, darkest depression, his biggest priority was his stuff. There's no joke here, it's just bleak. He didn't even tell his family that he loved them. One part of the note in particular, frankly, pissed me off, and it's the actual reason that I'm tackling this subject at all. It's this part. Jimmy, can you also post our unlisted videos and make our private streams to Patreon live to the public? That's the perception I want to leave. A dude having fun talking comics with his brother. Please keep Kayfabe up and monetized, and share half the loot with my family each year. Maybe schedule the vids each day as we did for years until our roster is complete. Don't dissolve the LLC, but split the take with my ass. Like, bro, that's whack. Ed Piskor had no way of knowing what the public perception of him was gonna be after this. Imagine having the gall to ask someone, please continue to associate your good name with my suspected paedophile name, and then give half of the tomatoes that people throw at you in the street to my parents. Also, this is actually my dying wish, so fuck you, you have to do it, and if you don't, you're a bad person and my parents will starve to death, and they'll also die, and that'll be on you, again, Jimmy. How fucking dare you? I'm outraged by this, morally outraged. That's some serious Machiavellian guilt trip shit right there. I believed Ed Piskor. His suicide letter, while bleak, it had flashes of humour, and it felt honest and raw, but on closer inspection, after this, I'm not so sure. Now, to me, it reads as the cynical marketing stunt of a thoroughly depressed man hoping to become a martyr. It's a story with no winners, and it's all very sad. At least, he didn't deal with it in the way American nerds usually deal with their problems, and you know, shoot up a school or something. I'm gonna give Ed Piskor's suicide note 3 hammers and sickles out of 5. Better luck next time, I look forward to the sequel.